completely on you.
Shoulder pads, big hair, power suits, bad mustaches. These are just some of the recent suggestions offered by some more forward-thinking countries as alternative judicial punishments for mild to moderate criminal behavior. But in the 80s, they were what passed for cool. The 1980s. Perhaps no decade is looked back on with such derision. A reaction to the perceived failure of the love generation of the 60s, 80s society made a marked return to the consumerism of the 1950s. And as a mirror of its time, cinema was duly affected, dividing its time equally between reflecting these values and decrying them. On the one hand, film became glossier and more reliant on current trends in music. On the other, it threw up a new breed of young performers, determined to celebrate the underdog who could or would not succumb to this shallow vanity. We spoke to John Cusack. Mr. Cusack, hello. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Cusack, but it seems to me that you, along with sort of writers and directors such as Cameron Crowe, were very influential in popularizing the slacker character that came to represent a generation in the 80s and 90s. A character that was unsure and confused, yet still decent and somehow heroic. Would that be your take? Unless, of course, as an actor, you feel uncomfortable in applying strategic hindsight to what was an attempt to tell stories and essay characters that were simply honest in the moment. Although it has to be said in your later career as a writer, producer, and actor, you've been one of the chief proponents of the one for the money, one for the art theory, which suggests perhaps a mature reflection on the current poles of the film industry, which perhaps began in the 1980s. Mr. Cusack? Pen. Sorry? I gave her my heart. She gave me a pen. Oh, of course. Your iconic performance as Lloyd Dobler in Cameron Crowe's Say Anything. In fact, isn't this the classic scene where you attempt to woo your girlfriend back by playing outside her bedroom window Peter Gabriel's In Your Eyes? I said, shh. A song I can't help but notice we're not hearing now. There's some rights issues. You happy now? Shall we just move on in that case? I don't want to sell anything, buy anything, or process anything as a career. I don't want to buy anything sold or processed, or sell anything bought or processed, or process anything sold, bought, or processed, or repair anything sold, bought, or processed. You know, as a career, I don't want to do that. Just leave it to it, shall I?